reach out and ask for help. Right? So wouldn't it be great if we could shorten that period of time?
Oh, yeah.
Right? If we could shorten the period of time where, because if you've got, chest pains, or if you've got, pain in your feet or your ankles, and it's not like you don't go to the doctor and say, well, I've got the chest pain, don't worry about it. I mean, some people do, but most people go, okay, I got chest pain, I better go to the doctor, right? Because we don't stigmatize that. Like you're weak, or you're bad, or but we do know, by the way, that like a lot of our own behaviors contribute to heart disease, right? People who smoke contribute to heart disease. People who eat too much contribute to heart disease. People who eat bad things contribute to heart disease. Like we know there are human activities that contribute to that, to diabetes, to all these other things. Yet we don't say, and I use my own mother as an example all the time. My mother died of lung cancer. She smoked for 55 years. When she got sick, nobody came to me and said, like, "Wow, Chris, she's smoking for 55 years. She's getting what she deserved." No one said that. Like, oh God, what can we do to help? What doctors is she seeing? What treatment is she getting? Everybody wanted to, let's go and see her, we'll pray for her. Oh. Now, if my mother was a heroin addict, I don't know if the same reaction would have come. Right? I think that's where we need to move this to, is to acknowledge that human activity contributes to a lot of this different stuff. So let's stop judging, right? The disease is disease. Let's try to treat it and get you to a point where you can deal with it from day to day. And live it. We saw the same thing with AIDS, by the way. Right in the beginning, nobody wanted to go near anybody with AIDS. Nobody wanted to treat people with AIDS because, well, except for the ones that got, the innocent ones who got it from a blood transfusion, right? All the other people, well, they knew what they were doing when they did it, and they knew that they were at risk, and they're promiscuous, and they're IV drug users, or they're homosexual, and so they kind of knew what they were getting themselves into. It wasn't until all kinds of family members and families all across this country started having that death sentence that we turned HIV/AIDS from a deadly disease to a chronic disease in 20 years. That's why I met with the pharmaceutical companies on Monday, and I said to them, we have to do the same thing. You gotta stop giving all people all these opioids. Stop. And we have to come up with non-opioid relief for pain, and we need to come up with more medication-assisted treatment to help people who need that and who can be helped by that. Right? And you guys have an obligation to do that. The same way you have an obligation to help with the AIDS crisis, you have an obligation now. This is the public health crisis of our time. So that's the stuff I get to do. That's the stuff that makes me get up in the morning and say, all right, this is my role. I get to do this. You keep doing what you're doing.